Now, as I've been saying, we are now in league with Origin USA. And tonight, I have with me our new partner and our new friend, Pete Roberts, who, as you will see, has shown some pretty incredible fortitude in the business world, and who I believe is just getting warmed up. So, Mr. Pete Roberts, founder of Origin USA, black belt in jiu-jitsu, by the way, and also black belt in making things happen. Welcome to the show, man.
Honored to be here. This is everything you just said, man, just captures everything I feel in my heart and mind, for sure. And hearing that speech live was phenomenal.
You know, it was awesome walking around the factory and meeting people, meeting the workers here. I mean, just we came in and Jill, she was. It's her week of vacation. What's she doing? She's in here working.
She's working.
And you know, just and I wasn't even didn't really know what I was going to say. But after coming up here, meeting her, seeing the rest of the people grinding to make this happen, I realized exactly what I was going to say. I was going to talk about the fact that literally, men on the battlefield, you're propelled there by American workers, and that's what this represents. And you know, we'll get into how all this kind of came together in this kind of perfect storm.
Yeah,
we'll get there, but we'll get there in a little while.
Okay.
Because first we got to know a bit about you and your crazy ass, which I say with all, you know, in the most complimentary possible way.
Yeah, man.
So tell us about just growing up. Like, get me from like birth to high school. What was that all about?
Absolutely. So it all started in Sparta. I'm for real.
Real Spartan blood.
Yeah,
for real.
Man. Yeah, I know my
what's your because Roberts isn't.
No, Angelakis. I'm Greek.
Okay.
Actually,
yeah,
my mom's an Angelakis.
Right,
she's Greek. So
and she's clearly Greek because I met her. She's Greek.
And she made that baklava today.
Yeah. No, I thought she might pull out a Spartan sword at some point and like attack me.
Yeah,
which I was
definitely
cool with, you know. Instead, she pulled out a big thing of baklava and I ate it. And it's like sugar-coated lies. Don't care.
Did you feel guilty about it?
No. I wanted more.
Yeah, it was good. I know you came over, you're like, where's all the baklava? I'm like, it's gone. Then I looked over, there's 6 pieces left.
Yeah, I had 4 of them.
Did you? That's awesome. No, I'm a half-breed. Just half Spartan. Mm-hmm. So, no, yeah, man, I mean, like the rest of America, you know, my grandparents immigrated from Sparta, Greece. Mm-hmm. In the early 1900s, great-grand lived to 105.
Legit credit.
Yes, yes. She
wasn't even on Jocko White TV. She had some other stuff going on.
Powering through it.
She didn't need to be. She had the Mediterranean diet.
Nice.
Even my son got to meet her. She lived for a long time. But
that's awesome.
Yeah. So from a young age, I got to see the American dream from my mom's side of the family. You know, and when we were kids, I was born down in Massachusetts, Gloucester, and moved up here when I was a young kid. My mom wanted to get myself and my 3 siblings out of Massachusetts and into the woods just because she saw some shifts happening she didn't like. So she brought us up here and said, make a go of it, basically.
And what business or whatever, what's your...
Oh, I got to see my family build some pretty cool businesses down in Massachusetts. So being an entrepreneur was something I always admired, but didn't realize I wanted to do that until a little later in life. But my family down there, my grandfather had a sub shop, you know, super sub.
For those of you, I don't know, that's one of those things where they call it different things across America.
Yeah.
A sub in New England is the same thing as a Subway sandwich.
Right.
Also in New England, you call it a grinder. Did you call it a grinder?
A grinder would be, I think, technically. No, that's not a hot sandwich. That's hoagie. A hoagie.
Yeah, hoagies or
hoagie?
a poor boy.
I've never heard
boy.
that.
Yeah, that's another one.
A poor
boy.
boy.
Yep, it's another
Okay.
word for it.
So sub.
Yeah,
Sub.
So granddad owned a sub shop.
A few.
A few sub
Was
shops.
very successful with the sandwich making.
Nice.
I got to see that. My cousins built a big multi-million-dollar company, and I had to watch this from away because I moved up to here to Maine when I was 8 years old, so I wasn't cultured in that at all. In the business world, I didn't have anybody to teach me about business, and I just got to see it and not be directly part of it, which I always wanted to be, you know. But I always looked up to them and whatnot, and both from business perspective and athletics. You know, they were very good at athletics, my family and my uncles and cousins and stuff. So I looked from afar up here in Maine in the woods in an old farmhouse down a dirt road with no neighbors, cows in a field. Yeah, that's where I grew up.
And then high school, you said I know you're athletic. How tall are you?
6'3" and shrinking.
6'3" and shrinking.
Yeah, man. Those
And what's your
discs.
max? What are you walking around at right now?
Right now, I can tell you exactly. 253.0. Yes.
But you played. What'd you play?
I in high school, 3-sport athlete. In college, football, Division I for a couple of years. Not the best experience of my life, learning experience, but not the best.
Why wasn't it the best experience in your life?
You know, I was real good at it, football. I was not passionate about it. But I still worked my ass off.
Because that's the thing. You were kind of, even though you were this big jock,
I was.
you were also an artistic guy, right?
Artsy fartsy. I was an artsy fartsy kid. I got along with everybody, the jocks, athletes, all the artsy kids. You know, I liked everybody. I could appreciate everybody's talents.
Were you like drawing, painting? What were you doing?
Man.
Everything?
Yeah,
All the
drawing,
above?
painting,
Sculpting?
welding, sculpting, everything.
Just doing everything.
Yeah.
And tackling people.
Yeah. Getting tackled. Played tight end.
So were you more passionate about art than you were about football?
For sure. For sure.
And so you were playing football, like, was it just one of those things where you're like, hey, I'm good at it and I'm getting a scholarship, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing?
Yeah, so back in 1997.
Back in the day, as we say.
Oh, back in the day. Yeah, no, it was back in the day. Some will remember, hockey fans, Maine's hockey team was phenomenal. They had the Korea kids on there. And that team took gifts. And what happens when you get gifts and people find out? Sanctions. So I went into college and they had like 10 scholarships. So I didn't actually have a scholarship till my second year of college. Kind of had to prove myself. And I worked my ass off. And then I fell into the politics of college football. And I saw the ugly side of the politics of college football. And
what are you talking about? Because I'm the only guy sitting at the table that didn't apparently play college football. I was busy in the teams getting after it. What does that consist of? Like, you're trying to get to be in this certain position starting, or is that what we're talking about?
Much. Let's say like, okay, so I was supposed to start I redshirted my freshman year. I was supposed to start tight end, got into a bar brawl. Right, and during the summer, couldn't play the first few games, and it was me and one of my friends, and we were both freshmen, and he was a big kid, local kid. He ended up playing in the NFL, and we were kind of like fighting for the first spot on the depth chart. And the depth chart, for those of you who don't know, is like kind of where you stand. Right. You know, and you see your name on there, and you see everyone else's name, and you want to be the top guy, right?
Did they break that out for every position?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Every position.
Check.
Yeah. So a little pressure to perform. Man, I stayed after my freshman year. I put on 27 pounds of like hard-earned muscle. No illegal substances.
Squats?
McDonald's and squats. They'd be like, Pete, go eat some food at McDonald's.
So what'd you go from what weight to what weight?
Man, I think I came into college at like it was like 200 and
Like 225, and you went up to
less.
Oh, really?
210 maybe.
Oh, dang.
Out of high school, and then and then just earned it in the gym. I remember my tight end coach coming up to me and saying, "Hey, Steve was his name. He's like, he's out, and he's like, you're gonna be starting this first game." And I'm like, shit. I mean, I stayed like worked my ass off, stayed during breaks and everything, and I was a good athlete.
Yeah. And what's cool is like that you're actually going as hard as you can.
Yeah.
That's something you weren't even that passionate about.
No, but I committed to it.
You just wanted to win.
Yes. Yeah.
And you committed to it. Okay.
You look at yourself on that depth chart, even if you don't necessarily like what you're doing, you make the commitment and you drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to be number 2, So it's super competitive, college sports. So anyways, my tight end coach, like, you're starting the first game. I'm like, yes. Call all my family, call all my friends, tell them what's up, make sure everybody has tickets, yada, yada, yada. Like a day before the game, the coach comes to me and says, "Pete, I got to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." He's like, "I just got in a huge argument with the head coach, and you will not be starting in the football game." I said, "Okay, why?" He goes, basically told me politics. My friend, still a friend of mine, local kid, he came in on a full ride. Local kid, big kid, had probably a better frame to build on. And basically even though maybe it's college, we have different gifts. Mm-hmm. The head coach shut it down, said, "Nope, he's not starting." My coach is like, "He should start. He's performing better. He's strong in the weight room, hang cleaning 300 pounds. The kid's ready to go. He should be starting." They got a huge fight. Almost got fired. The coach, my tight end coach, almost got fired. He said, "You'll be playing a lot in the game, though, but
yeah,
he'll be starting." Mm-hmm. Guess how much playing time I saw?
None.
0.
Ooh. So that was the first game of the season, you said?
Yeah.
And so then what happens? You grind out the rest of the season?
Yeah, man.
How's your attitude?
I worked my ass off to earn.
You kept grinding.
To earn.
Did you ever start?
Here's the shitty thing.
It already sounded pretty shitty, actually.
It's pretty shitty, dude. Here's the shitty thing. Man, I'm telling you, I had football PTSD after this. I didn't watch football for 10 years. Mm-hmm. They put it on television. I'd walk out of the room. I'd just hang out, do something else. Mm-hmm. They'd be watching the games. My son loves football. My family loves football. Couldn't do it. I had like just an aversion to the sport. To make a long story short.
Good, because it's been 45 minutes. We haven't even made it past.
Shut up. No, has it been?
No, it hasn't.
No, my scholarship, the money, like some of the money hits your account, right? And like shit didn't kick in for like my food and everything. And my coach, the head coach, who was a narcissistic guy, loved coming to the weight room and just like waving his hair and one of those guys. One of those guys. Yeah, college. Yeah, Echo.
Yeah, waving that.
He's like, "I'll take care of it, Pete. It's fine. Everything's happening." Okay. A week later, coach, still this isn't. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm talking with the AD. Everything's good. A week later, going, "Coach, it's still like, man, I'm stressing. Like I'm gonna have to get a job. Like, what's up with this?" He goes, "I need to talk to you in my office." I said, "Okay." I sit down in his office. "Your scholarship money is not going to kick in." Really? I overgave. Title IX had kicked in. And he overgave. Now, is he being truthful with me, or did he find a new recruit that was better? Mm-hmm. Did he push me out? Who knows? I don't know why, because the kid behind me ended up starting fullback the next year, right? So maybe I got pushed out. Maybe he overgave. Fact of the matter is, that bastard lied to me and didn't follow through with his word. And that will never happen again. I will never surround myself with those types of people. And that lesson I carry to this day. I think about it a lot. It's one of those moments in your life that kind of changes your life. I said, I'm going to tell you something. I worked my balls off for you in this program. I'm ready. And this is what I get. That excuse, out of the office. I grabbed my cleats, handed it to my buddy Chad Rogers, and walked out the door and didn't look back.
And that was that.
Yep.
So that was your sophomore year?
Yeah, that would have been my redshirted. It was right after my sophomore year. Yeah.
So what are you studying at this time?
Studying new media, which was really new because remember the internet hit in like 97, 98. It became hot, right?
Yeah.
Really? There's a date on that?
Pretty ambiguously.
Like you can call it 97?
That's when it became hot. Yeah, for sure.
Right when it
Like,
happened.
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
I'll take
97,
your
98.
guys'
Yeah.
word for it.
That's when it was like the internet.
Yeah.
Everybody
Was
had
this
to have it.
AOL.com?
Yeah. Netscape Navigator.
Netscape.
But you
Right on.
you could really surf the web.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Find websites and stuff.
Yeah, and website development and Flash it came out,
Yeah,
Macromedia, all this stuff. So anyways, I was into that. I discovered the computer thing and fell in love with design on the computer. And although I was a sculpture major, I used to weld up crazy looking shit. I actually zippered the goalpost. Dude, I did. For like my final project. You want to know what I did? I built this big friggin' zipper on this like canvas, and I erected it and I zippered up the goalpost. Big, I'm talking
Like a giant real zipper.
a real zipper. Like
Dang.
the thing you hold. The
Yeah,
tab.
yeah.
Dude, it was this big. I zipped my art teacher.
They allowed you to do that?
They didn't have a choice. I just
Yeah,
went
it's-
out and did it.
Savage style.
Yeah. And
What's that,
and
like street art?
I don't even know what
Guerrilla
it is.
art.
Bansky?
Guerrilla art,
art, yeah.
It was weird. I think I got some of that frustration out
Yeah,
through
for sure.
zippering it up.
Yeah.
I have never
You made
told
them look
anybody that. Dude,
So
that thing
you
took me.
Wait, did you get graded on it?
Yeah, dude.
So how did you not tell anybody?
Because what happened was I erected it in the practice field, and my teacher, she walked over with me to look at it. And she looked at me
I
and
bet
she
she
goes,
said A+.
Wait,
no,
like
she-
after you did it?
Listen.
Like you did it and then
Yeah.
it's like,
And
hey,
then I
come
walked
look
her
at
over.
this.
I'm like, what do you
yeah.
think? She goes, she looked at me, she goes, she's like, what? She didn't think it was possible.
Bro, when you said, like, I zippered my goalpost, I'm sitting here thinking, what, is this some
Yeah, yeah.
slang term that I don't know
Dude, no, I
about?
fucking
Does
built
that
a
mean
huge zipper.
hanging toilet paper off of it? Like, what does
Right,
this
right.
mean?
Zippered
It means zippering. That's what it means.
I wish I had a photo of it.
I wish you did,
We
too.
didn't have digital cameras back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that teacher was cool. She was, I don't remember her name, but she was cool.
Pretty good.
And you left it up for the practice guys when they
I
showed
had to
up?
pull it down. She actually pulled me aside one time, and she's like, "You drive this class. What you do and how you act, everyone is gonna follow." Basically, she was pretty cool, but
That is
I was a
legit
little bit
vengeance
very
time.
much.
I'm giving
Yeah.
you props.
Vengeance.
Full props.
Zipper that shit.
Zipper it.
Done.
Zipper it.
you ain't nothing's happening
How
here.
tall is a goalpost?
Man, that thing was
It's
tall.
tall though.
35 feet? 30 feet?
Probably more than like the full goalpost. It depends. The practice field.
Somebody helped you.
It varies.
Fully
but-
zippered. I am not even kidding. I built it out of like wood laminated bandsaw, like all the lugs, and I had to fit together perfectly. And that whole zipper part had the zip.
It was functional?
Yes,
Functional giant zipper.
Dang.
That's good.
I love.
No.
She's like,
Impressive.
I told my teacher what I was new. She's like, impossible to make it function. Oh, okay, let's see.
Yeah. Like I said,
It's
fortitude.
Yeah.
I mentioned that earlier. So,
Yeah, a
and
little
at this
bit.
time, what's like going on personal life? Weren't you with
So,
your high school sweetheart at
I
this time?
was, yeah. So, my wife, Amanda, my bride, we got together when we were 15, 16, through a difficult situation. We became friends, and we've been together ever since. We were drawn together by a difficult situation.
And you stayed together through college.
Absolutely.
And she wasn't looking at you like I need to get away from this guy. He's
Yeah, the
zippering
zipper guy.
goalposts.
You know, she's
very understanding, apparently.
Yeah. You know the corny line, like, you complete me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell people, like, if my glass is a little full, she just dumps them out, and if it's running a little dry, she puts it back in.
Nice.
So, and she always has. You know what I mean? So she's brutally honest, and you know, just my soulmate.
No, that's awesome that you guys were. You know, I knew that, but it's kind of cool that you guys stayed together all that time.